In today's video, we are going to be looking at a common mistake that a lot of batters make, and that is overstriding to the ball with the front foot. The reason that we don't want to overstride is that when we go too far to the ball, it makes sure that our head can't get into the line of the ball or get over our front foot. When the head is behind the foot, the hands are already starting to finish the acceleration path into the ball, thus slowing down on contact and being a deceleration rather than an acceleration through the ball. And this can cause a loss of power, causes us not to hit the ball as hard as we'd like, and minimize the amount of runs that we can score. The second issue that this causes is because your head is behind, your hands are already coming upwards at the point of contact, forcing us to hit the ball aerially. This is also caused when the back knee drops because we've gone too far and trying to get our hands through. Hitting the ball up in the air is not always a bad thing, but when you don't have the power with it and we can get caught, that's where it becomes a problem. The next issue that this can cause is it's going to cause us to either slice the ball because the hands have time to move away because our body is not covering it because the head's over the front foot, or drag the ball around the front leg. This is going to cause issues with the connection and make us not hit the ball where we want to hit and maybe hit it to where the fielders are. And the final issue that this is going to cause is where your bat is behind your pad and you get trapped RBW because the ball's hitting there and you're struggling to get your hands past the ball or your bat past your front pad. So make sure we get into good positions to play the ball. Now that we've looked at some of the issues that are caused by overstriding, we need to obviously speak about the correct technique in which to play it. The reason we move to the ball, there are only two parts to it. The first part is to make sure that we get our head into line, or get our head into the line of the ball, to make sure that we can track the ball the whole way and give ourselves the best possible vision of the ball in which to play it. The second reason is to create a little bit of momentum. This is to help us generate some power through the contact of the ball. If we have to think about it, if we are pushing something, we don't take a big step to push something because we start losing power with that big stride. It's a small, sharp, explosive step and explosive push through the ball. If we had to look at that position and I just move my hands down into a drive position, it's basically the same position. So that's what we're thinking about when we move. It's a small, sharp step into the line of the ball, allowing us to make that contact. So it's step into the ball, get a nice bend of the front knee, head over or beyond the front foot, and allowing our hands or the bat as an extension of our hands to be at the apex of the swing at the contact point next to or slightly in front of our front pad. Now that we know what is incorrect and now we know what is correct, we obviously need to know how to correct if it is wrong. So we are going to do a couple of drills. First up, we are going to be doing the no feet drill with overarm throws. This is important because it's going to show us that we can still have good power and a good swing through our contact and making sure that we stay in line with our head. The important thing here is when you are swinging to make contact with the ball, that your head does transfer the weight forward and over the contact point. Some people do struggle when the ball is a bit straighter. So for this, open up the front foot slightly so that when it is a bit straighter, you don't make contact with your knee. The important things to really focus on here is to make sure that the contact is nice and late, with a full face of the bat, with a good full swing through the ball and a very good follow through, allowing you to go towards the contact. With this, you should not be losing your base or losing your balance because it is really controlled and it's just showing us what we can do when we are on a strong base and hitting the ball from there. The next drill we're going to move on to is we're going to put two cones not too far in front of us to show us where we don't want to strike past with our front foot. We're going to start with some pops just to get comfortable with it and using the cones as a visual aid to make sure we don't step past that point. We're going to pop it slightly in front of the batter. The batter's going to step forward, hit the ball and hold their base. Everything you'll see here is important to hold your base because that's where we generate our power from, and making sure that the head transfers nice and forward through the contact point to give us that little bit of momentum that I spoke about earlier. From there, we are now going to move into overarms to see what it's like when the ball's coming at us. Still having the cones there as your visual aid to work through. Throwing, getting nice and strong, checking that you're in the right position and moving from there. It's really important that the throw throws nice and full here to really get that confidence going. If there are a couple a bit shorter, still make sure that you don't overstride to the ball so that you can be in a strong position from which to hit. Our final drill that we're going to be doing is we're going to place a cone slightly to the offside of the batter and in front. We're going to pop the ball just inside the cone. The batter's going to step next to the cone, hit, and make sure that the head transfers past the cone. The cone is there as a visual check once you've finished playing the shot to look down to make sure that you passed. This is to ensure that our weight transfer is absolutely perfect through the contact point and allowing us to hit the ball. What's important here is that you also don't go too far with your head, because if you go too far and overbalance, we're losing our power again, and then our hands will change the line, which could cause another problem. Important, head forward, weight transfer forward, strong base, and then thrusting your lines through the swing. If you can complete all three of these drills with comfort, I promise you that in your next game, your positions will be that much better, that much stronger, and you'll hit the ball that much cleaner. Thank you very much for watching this video. We hope that you did enjoy. A massive shout out to all our members who help make all of these videos possible. And also, if you want to check out our 10 best drills from the last year, it will be linked over here.